Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. Before I begin anything that has to do with the show tonight, once again, another sad day in the world of professional wrestling. We lost another good one. Rest in peace to Jim Neidhart, who died today at the age of 63. It was reported that, I know it's multiple reports, but to what I've heard, that he died falling. I believe he fell, they said, according to police reports. That's just what I'm reading off of multiple sites. I don't know if it was home in that. Some say it's been due to Alzheimer's disease he's had. I believe Ross Hart I saw some Ross Hart said that he woke up this morning and they say he went to go turn the air conditioner down. He just fell. Some say it was a seizure and everything. But, a very sad day in the world of professional wrestling. Thoughts and condolences to his family, especially Natalia, his daughter. I'm sure it's a very, very rough time going through right now. I didn't grow up watching the, Hart Foundations per se, especially in the early days with Bret Hart and Jim, and, Jimmy Hart was their manager and everything. I do remember a little of them in the Attitude Era, with, it was Bret, Jim, Bulldog, Owen, and Brian Pillman. And it's just really eerie about this whole situation. Which really is very eerie to me is that I saw a photo today, and it's just all of them standing in the ring. But it's just crazy that one of them are now the sole surviving member left of that entire group, because the others have, they've all died now. We already know the accident with Owen. I believe Pillman and I do know how Pillman definitely OD'd. Same with Bulldog, he OD'd, I believe, too. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe they died of drugs, if I remember. I'm not sure if one of them had a heart attack in that, but I believe they did OD. It's a damn shame, especially what happened with Jim Neidhart here. So yes, rest in peace to them. I don't know, man. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of wrestling deaths in the past few weeks now, to be honest with you, because I was very, very surprised when I read the news when I got off of work today. So very, very shocking. Very sad to hear. It's a damn shame. Like I said, it's just another horrible loss in the world of professional wrestling. And hey, man, I know. Listen, I'm not familiar with Alzheimer's. I really know a lot of people that have it, but I just know it's nothing to fuck with. So, like I said, I'm just reading off reports. They said he fell in his home, so I'm just going off of that. We did kick off the show tonight, though. I'm just kind of a little moving on into this, which also, a lot of people surprised that it wasn't an opening graphic or a 10-bell salute or a video package in the beginning of the show, as Ronda Rousey came out here and addressed the, Jim Neidhart's death, pretty much, talking about fathers, how they are pillars of strength in this hostile world, just telling Natalia to stay strong and everything, and that, pretty much, just say, they all support her, which they did chant for Natalia out in the crowd too, but then they just kind of switched it into the angle in a way that, saying that Alexa Bliss cheated Natalia repeatedly and that she's going to bring home the Raw Women's Championship and brought out Ember Moon. Listen, I didn't mind Rousey, pretty much saying words for about Jim Neidhart, and especially focus on Natalia throughout the whole thing. Like I said, I was surprised it wasn't a 10-bell salute or just a graphic in the beginning of the show. Now, as into, like I said, with Rousey, I didn't think it was bad. I know I saw a lot of people complaining that, listen, I don't like when you try to mix wrestling and death, especially when it's the push and angle, really, because this angle ain't really that worth the push, just looking at who's in this match and everything, just to say. So, it's a very, very touchy subject, and I've seen these things before. Like I said, don't get me started when it has to do with death and wrestling, okay? Come on, I don't even want to go back to the whole Eddie Guerrero situation. I really don't even want to go on that, but I don't matter. They were talking, nice about, like I said, Neidhart and Talia, but don't. In my opinion, I don't think it's a good idea to push into an angle, but it, wasn't bad. and everything. But I just kind of thought throughout that, they're trying to push it, with the angle using his death as I don't know, as a tool or something, away from that. But just to move on with the show, though, Alexa Bliss and Alicia Fox, who is now dressed as Poison Ivy for some reason, came out pretty much talking about Rousey. Bliss started saying she's an overrated rookie and that she's going to look dumb at SummerSlam, and that she was going, she had Constable Corbin, and, saying that she had her own security team, which they were all supposed to be highly trained security, but Rousey, they knocked her out of the ring. Well, Bliss ran Moon into her, but then Rousey pretty much came back in, flipped one of the security guards, both of them, and start roundhouse kicking him into the fourth guy, pretty much looked scared and ran, which it looked kind of silly when I think about it now, just her beating up the security guards. Like, we've seen this before, Rousey flipping security and beating the shit out of them. But I remember somebody said on Twitter tonight, how is any woman, gonna look believable beating Rousey for the title if she's beating up men in the ring? I thought about it. So it did look kind of silly in a way, because we've seen this before, but her just kicking the shit out of the security team was just, I don't know, just insane with all of that. It really was. I will say, one thing, even in regards to Sunday, like, I know Mickie James is hurt, so they have Fox with her now, and I don't know who's going to be Rousey's corner, given the situation right now with Natalya. We're not going to see her this Sunday, so just, looking at the tragedy of today. But the match with Bliss and Moon, which surprisingly went on for a minute. Like I said before, I just can't believe Bliss's offense when she's taking Moon to the limit. Like, Moon should have been done with her like about 4 or 5 minutes, but the oddest part of this match, the match wasn't that bad, but just like I said, they give Bliss a lot of offense. But the worst thing after this was the finish, if you ask me. Fox, I don't know if Fox screwed this up in that, but as soon as Moon hit the Eclipse on Bliss, Fox tried to break it up, but like, she pushed her legs, and it just looked so odd that it took him a minute to ring the bell. It looked like Bliss actually kicked out of the damn Eclipse when you look at it. Because then Fox is in the ring, and then, as soon as she actually puts her hands on Moon, that's when they hit the DQ. Because, she grabbed her and threw it in. But if you just look back at the replay and how oddly timed it was, it just looked really weak with her pushing. I guess she was trying to break up the pin and everything, but it looked really, really bad. It just did. Next thing you know, Fox, Rousey's just arm dragging Fox all over the ring until she got her to the outside. So I don't know, but that whole finish looked very, very odd. All right, it just looked weak when it came to Fox getting in the ring. I don't know where that was going on right now, but that's what it was. But at least it was good to see Moon in the match. Like I said before about this whole Rousey and Bliss thing, this shit needs to be like 60 to 90 seconds, okay? I just can't see it going any longer than that. I can't see this girl taking Rousey to the damn limit. It already looked ridiculous with Nia Jackson away, so I just can't believe it with this. Also, broadcast team replacement tonight. Since, the coach is, I guess he's doing stuff for ESPN. We have Renee Young on commentary tonight with Cole and Graves. I'm not going to say Renee Young was bad, but I barely heard it throughout the night, and I don't know if she really added that much to the broadcast team. I know she was mad at multiple points when Graves kept trying to talk about her jacket and everything. She was kind of, going at him about it, but it's like you didn't hear, and it's almost like she just reacted to every big move out there saying, ooh, it looked like. So I think this was a one-time thing, but it's like Cole and Graves really drowned out. Like, I've heard it throughout the night, but then at the end, it's like I barely didn't hear it throughout the night at the same time, too. It's like she probably got some words in. I don't know what they gave her, scripted or not, but it's like, I'm not going to say she was that horrible. Listen, anybody's better than the coach, okay? Anybody is. But just, I don't know, man. Just, I wasn't really the biggest fan of Renee Young being out there. It wasn't bad all the way, but it's like you could barely hear her throughout the entire night. They even went back to her interview with Paul Heyman last week, which kind of showed bonus footage, and, Roman Reigns doesn't stand a chance unless, and then, Heyman gets up and walk away like they had to show that footage. Corbin was in the back with Kurt Angle talking about Seth Rollins isn't here yet, and that Stephanie McMahon's going to be pissed. Seth Rollins is in Shanghai for, promotion. Next thing you know, Dolph Ziggler looking like Triple H from 2003, or Hunter Hearst Helmsley, as you want. Triple Z. Let's call it Triple Z, folks. Triple H, Triple Z, Hunter Hearst Ziggler, whatever the hell he's supposed to be. He looked like 03 Triple H. And he had McIntyre with him since they were going to, sign the contract tonight, going from there. Baron Corbin went against Tyler Breeze. Why is this a match? I don't know. Corbin won with the was the Deep Six, I think he won with. But I think he pretty much beat Breeze throughout most of the match and then hit the end of days for the win. But then he introduced Finn Balor's opponent, which was going to be Jinder Mahal. Then he said he wasn't done. Kevin Owens came out then. Finn Balor came out, but as he was, which kind of Grace talked about, saying that Young has the same size of Finn Balor's jacket. And she said, "Move on, hit the bricks." It was kind of funny. Angle said that Stephanie McMahon may improve the match, but she doesn't have power to add to the matches. Strowman came out to tag with him. Strowman, I believe, was in his hometown, by the way, too. I don't think he's from North Carolina, but I don't know if he was from Greensboro. But he had a humongous pop coming out there. There was a lot of welcome home chants and get these hands chants. Strowman was massively over tonight. Like I said, this guy's got to cash in Sunday, but pretty much Strowman and Finn got the win in. Strowman hit the power slam on Mahal. He went to chase after Kevin Owens after he tried to steal his briefcase. Finn Balor then was taken out by Corbin, where they ended days then as the fans chanted, "You still suck" at him before going off. So they were still trying to, pushing the matches, which, by the way, that is an official match between Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Everybody says the Demon's going to come out this Sunday, but I feel like it's a waste, especially on the bartender here. It feels like a waste if they bring the Demon, but it's SummerSlam, so they probably will bring him out. Next thing you know, they're still going to Ziggler and McIntyre, trying to call Stephanie about Seth Rollins, if he's hearing that, about this whole contract. They showed Seth Rollins' Subway ad. Next thing you know, this guy named Ricky Roberts, as JoJo introduced, in this whole country western outfit, talked about his favorite performer, Elias, as Elias came out, that he's going to be on stage in New York City this Saturday, which is actually true, to do a concert, so that's actually for real. Next, Bobby Lashley came out and was going to go against the Ricky Roberts and told Roberts to find some new shtick, because we already got a no-town guitar player. Roberts pretty much went Jeff Jarrett style and hit Lashley in the back with a guitar who no-sold it and hit a spine buster on him. So, is this a match this Sunday with these two? Because this whole feud is already odd as it is, and I don't even know where it's going. And by God, have they brought Lashley down a lot of notches. They really have. The B team, we're going over strategy tonight. As they're going to have teamwork going against, Hardy and Wyatt and the Revival. Which I don't know why this match was not at SummerSlam. Why was this match not at SummerSlam? We're going to do it tonight, this triple threat tag title match. Which you even see the Revival even hit a damn heart attack. The Heart Foundation's finisher. Even I was looking at Twitter, Bully Ray said we just used a great tag team finisher in the middle of a match and it wasn't even a finish. Got a point there. Pretty much the Revival hit the Shatter Machine on Wyatt, and then the B team, Axel threw Dawson outside. He was the legal man getting the win. So the Revival, not the Revival, but the B team still have their title still retained it. I still don't really like that whole cheerleading, like marching band music they come out to. B team, go, go, go. I was okay with Battle Scars before whatever this thing. Is it getting the people to chant it? Maybe, unless the audio is so loud that you can't hear the crowd. So, I don't know. And then, which was really strange tonight, we're still doing a match with the Revival and the B team on the kickoff show. Why? I get Hardy and Wyatt lost, but why is this now a kickoff show match? I don't get it. Why? They lost tonight. I know they were in pin, but they lost. Even with Reigns walking backstage, the B team said, like, you better watch out for it. He said, we're out here, okay? As, Reigns looked at him. Ziggler and McIntyre talked about the contract and the clause, saying, about having somebody in the corner. And they said, I won't remove McIntyre, but, Dean Ambrose can have anybody in his corner. With a lot of foreshadowing here tonight, which we all know that's going to end too. Roman Reigns came out, who was booed as usual. Leave this a better place than I found it. Talking about Lesnar, and he's going to beat Brock Lesnar and get rid of him and send his ass so far back to UFC that he's going to have his head stuck in Dana White's ass. Paul Heyman came out then that Reigns could make history and everything, but not wait till Sunday. And he went that whole unless thing, like he said, usual. And talked about Lesnar's dirty secrets, but I don't think Reigns was buying it. He doesn't need, Heyman's inside information that he said he beat him at the, Saudi Arabia and should have left him in the desert there. And he could have ended it sooner if it wasn't for Heyman. And Heyman says, how about this? How about I could be your next advocate? He says. And he even did the whole thing, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion. Which he actually went yes, want him to be his advocate. A lot of, yes chants, Roman Reigns. But he was going to shake his hand, but Reigns wasn't going for it. He said he was groomed by a young age, by his father, that they're dangerous, they're sharks in this business. And told Heyman, seeing your future endeavors. But Heyman said, when he was like 16, 17 years old, that he was riding in a car with Alpha and his father, or Roman Tarasika, and he said something in Samoan, and that they taught him that. And he says I was there with them, and I guess he gave Reigns this agreement or something. Or read it. You can give me your choice at SummerSlam. And as Reigns was reading it, Paul Heyman just pulls out pepper spray in or something, and like he starts spraying it in Reigns' eyes, and next thing you know, Brock comes out, and Heyman's smiling. They pretty much get the jump on Roman. Brock's kneeing him and everything, and choking him out with a guillotine. And I guess it was a setup. So what I'm thinking right now is this: everything in that interview last week about Heyman probably gonna turn on Brock, I think that's kind of out the window now. So you think you could have been finding out a mystery till Sunday if Heyman's going to turn. But I think we all know where Heyman's going to be now and still with Lesnar. And then, people pretty much, Brock went back for F5. And you can hear the crowd chanting, one more time, one more time, one more time. So, hey, that's your face there, folks. Especially before go-home show before SummerSlam. Where do you go from here? I don't know. But I'm sure this match will be booed out of the building and hijacked. Really hijacked. So get ready for a lot of hijackings. Oh, God, I'm just waiting for it. I am waiting for it, folks. So be ready for the hijacks this Sunday with Reigns and Lesnar. I will be ready to hijack that show, and I'm sure it'll end up on Botchamania. But, you'd think they were going to have Heyman turn on Lesnar, but like I said, it doesn't look like that's going. Roman gets his shit kicked in by Brock again. So, where does this go? I don't know. We all hope we can see a cash in. Next thing you know, this random ass tag team match. No entrances. The Authors of Pain and Mojo Rawley versus Bobby Roode and Titus Brand. This did not go anywhere much. Glorious DDT on Mojo. Who gives a shit? Because I don't really care. Why was this even a match? Why was this a random match? I don't even know why this was a random match. It was just whatever. They showed, I guess, cameras, the EMTs attending the Reigns. They then went to a video package with Jim Neidhart, pretty much paying tribute to him. The crowd, they did stand and give it a round of applause, standing ovation, pretty much highlighting Jim Neidhart's career in the WWF or WWE or whatever you want to call it, especially him being in the Hart Foundation and a tag team champion with Brett, part of the Hart Foundation. So, and, they showed his family and Natalia, paid condolences and everything. So, like I said, it's a sad day, another sad day in the world of professional wrestling. But it was a very nice video package. But even I kind of it was just a nice touch, though, I will say that. So, I'm surprised they didn't do this kind of beginning in the show, but like I said, they still did throughout the night. But I actually thought it was going to be a 10-bell salute, but they don't do a lot of these salutes for a lot of these guys that deserve it. So, moving on from that, Sasha Banks went against Ruby Riott. I feel like I see more 50-50 booking out of this. Riott got the win because she hit Sasha's hand after throwing into the steel steps. Pretty much getting a roll-up win. So I'm sure next week it'll be Sasha going against Ruby, or however we're doing this with all these women with the Riott Squad and this Boss and Hug connection. So expect more 50-50 booking to continue. So the match wasn't bad, but I swear the crowd, they didn't really care for it when the match was going on. Next, Kurt Angle and Corbin stand backstage saying, like, where's Seth Rollins? And Angle had to go out there and see what he's going to do. Which he pretty much goes out there and buries Brock Lesnar, trashing him, saying he's the worst Universal Champion all the time, and talking about Roman. And I'm sitting there like, are we supposed to be talking about an Intercontinental title match? Like, why are we talking about this whole Lesnar and Reigns thing right now? We're supposed to be doing a contract signing. Next thing you know, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre come out then, and they cut this promo for several minutes, especially McIntyre and Ziggler. Pretty much McIntyre's talking about, talking about the guys in the back, and like once you get to the main roster, this is where the hard work begins, he says. He's talking about, they're all talking about Seth Rollins. Maybe he's quit because of the beatings we given him, and that, Rollins has always been here and they respect him, but that was his downfall, wearing a heart on his sleeve. Ziggler's just talking about this is in the past, and that all you fans were never here for me. You were here for the good times, but were you here for the hard times, he says. And that's why he has this psychopath on his team, because it pushes him to be the best every day, every night, for the betterment of his company and being the champion and in the entire world. And that's Seth Rollins' forfeit. But Seth Rollins talked about Ziggler, and he's here for the contract. He says, yeah, I had some travel issues, but they weren't my travel issues, he said. And that, I've had 2-on-1. It's been 2-on-1 too many times. So you got your Scottish psychopath, but I got a lunatic. Dean Ambrose came out sporting a new haircut. Looked a little bit more jacked, I should say, too. Dean Ambrose looked a little bit more diesel, jacked. The haircut makes him a little bit more older. I will say that. He looked a little bit older when I saw it. So he had a kind of a short haircut, kind of new. He looked like he was in great shape. Him and Seth hit the ring, pretty much taking out Ziggler and McIntyre, hitting McIntyre with a dirty deeds. They signed the contract, do their Shield fist bump to end the show. Especially the crowd was real hot. Big pop for Dean Ambrose returning back. So they were very happy to see him, and I guess you knew he was coming. Come on, they've been foreshadowing all night, hyping it up, saying, "Oh, he's coming back." They pretty much been saying he's gonna have someone in his corner, so you knew Dean Ambrose was gonna be here for this. You just kind of knew it was. It was very obvious. Now, could he turn on Seth Rollins this Sunday? I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I will say that. So I don't know what to expect next out of this, but like I said, Dean Ambrose back, huge pop, huge big return for him. Crowd was happy to see it. So like I said, the guy looked kind of bigger, I will say that, and a bit more diesel looked out there, if you ask me. But just to say about Monday Night Raw tonight, mostly the biggest things out of this go-home show was the return of Dean Ambrose. I guess I would say tribute to Jim Neidhart. Well, that's really good on the show, because once again, you get a lot of this shit. Of course, we gotta find any way to get Roman over every week, which just, I don't even know at this point. Anything else big? I would say the Rousey segment to an extent, but that whole Fox thing at the end was just very bad and very bad timing. What tag team titles on the line? B team still retained. I'm really trying to look for some positives in this show, but I don't know, man. Raw just continues to be shitty every week, so it's very tough to find positives out of this show in general. But like I said, I don't think Heyman's turning on anybody now. It looks like he's going to be still with Lesnar, so expect that to happen. I don't know what's going to happen this Sunday. I heard it's supposed to be a lot of screwy finishes going on this Sunday, but we shall see. But I am out of here. This is my go-home show review for SummerSlam. Like I said, there's been a lot of other wrestling I've been watching over the week, especially the G1 Climax Final. Please check out the review. I posted that up today, so please check that review out also. It's going to be a long week. I feel like there's going to be a lot of wrestling going on. So, yeah. But like I said, the go-home show was somewhat good to an extent. But then again, like I said, you see a lot of bullshit on Raw every week. And you're going to see a lot of that too from tonight's show. But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.